Hello, this is Raina with LYLO Crafts, and today I am coming on as part of hashtag Junk Journal January. And this is an open collaboration that is hosted by Meg Journals. And I am focusing on day 5 and day 6 today. Day 5, the prompt was daily log, and day 6 is memory. And so I am writing in here the favorite memories that I had from yesterday. I'm so blessed. Right now, my son and his wife are visiting from California. And so we had a wonderful day going to Nashville yesterday. So we went to an area called 12 South. My daughter in law, she just loves coffee, and so she wanted to go to the Frothy Monkey, so we went there. My son's a musician and he wanted to go to Carter's Vintage Guitar Shop, so we went there. And then we went to Hattie B's for dinner. We went to Vichi's for shopping, and then we went to McKay's, which is a huge comic book, music used store. And so it was just a lot of fun. So I am documenting all the things that we did here. So now that I've got my documentation done, I tucked that into a pocket that I had made with some scraps. I have added a Make Today Amazing sentiment and just a little flower. And right now I am pulling apart some of my coffee dyed doilies, and I just want to add a bit of color and also some femininity to this before I go ahead and add my picture to it. So I'm just trying it out here. So as I look at these pages, I think they need just a little bit more color. And so I am taking this matte gold shiny washi tape and I am sticking it right there in the crease between the two pages so that they can both get a pop of that color. And I am cutting off the excess. Okay, so I have now landed on where I am going to put that doily. And so what I'm going to do is apply a little bit of wet glue to it, and I'm just going to put it on the thick parts of the doily. So right there on the lip as well as in those bigger spots. And then I'm going to go ahead and tuck that in under the pocket. And now that the doily is attached, I am looking at my little sentiment that says Make Today Amazing, and I'm deciding instead of allowing it to twist back and forth because it did get a little bent in there, I'm just going to tack that down with a little bit of glue on top of the doily. And now I decided that I wanted another piece of color to separate out the picture that I took of my family, and I'm going to back it onto this kind of tealy green cardstock. And these sweet pictures come from a Canon Ivy printer, which I think is so perfect for journaling. It creates 2x3 pictures. And so now I'm going to just take my scissors and cut around it just to make a piece that will be set off from it. And to make sure it even stands out a little bit more, I just inked around the edges. And now I'm taking my scissors just to snip off the corners again to add a little bit of interest to it. And then I'm going to glue it onto the page with wet glue. And once the picture is in place, I decided, you know what, I need to add a little bit of interest to the top. So I took a little piece of washi tape, I'm cutting it down to size, I'm going to add it over there on the top between the stripes, and then I'm going to wrap that end around the page instead of worrying about cutting it off. So I love that that just adds a little bit of darkness and grounding to the top, since I have that darkness and grounding in the picture and then also in the heart. So as I am starting to work on the day 6 prompt, which is creativity, you can see that in the background I have a really fun photo that I put behind some vellum. The page had vellum on it, and then I framed it with some vintage lace. And my memory is thinking about childhood and how I used to be able to create with reckless abandon, and I think that that really made my heart sing. And so what I decided to do was to add a little bit more to this page, and I am fussy cutting out a little cut apart from a menu that I actually got at a thrift store. So I am taking it here. I am going to put some glue on the back of it and then apply. So you can see that I've gone ahead and put that sweet little flower down, and what I am doing is just touching up the places where the glue stick was not quite enough to hold it down, or maybe I missed, and so I've gone ahead and done that. And now I am grabbing a white marker that I have, and it's a paint pen, and I'm just adding a little bit of highlights into some of the leaves, and then I'm also going to go ahead and add highlights to the ribbon that is running through that, and that is just to add, again, just a little bit more dimension to the ephemera. So now that I have my highlights added, what I decided was it needed like a header or a label, and I didn't really have a label, so I am going ahead and creating one with the word create in it. I am using my little marker to do some hand lettering, and I am by no means a hand lettering specialist. I'm just learning, and in it, what you want to do is press harder on the downstroke, which allows it to be thicker. And then what I'm going to do is go over all of my downstrokes to add some additional depth to them or width to them so that it will stand out even more. And so here is how my word create turned out, and I did write that onto a scrap piece of tea-dyed paper. And what I'm doing now is, instead of cutting it out, I am using my fingers to go ahead and tear around it, because I do want it to have a bit of an organic shape to it. And I got that all torn out, and now I'm just placing it, trying to see where I would like it. And I do like that on the angle at the top of the page. So I'm going ahead and using wet glue to apply it. I'm especially paying attention towards the edges and using the nozzle to rub it towards the edges so it will stay down. And then I'm just applying some pressure to that. There you go. It's all there. So now that I've got the word there, there's just some finishing touches I can add, which on the left side, I'm adding 1523, which the prompt was daily log. So I'm going ahead and writing those words right there on the top of that envelope. And so now that I've got the dates written, I decided it just needed one more little touch, which was the addition of a little bit of bling. So I've added a glue dot over here, and I'm just cutting off one little piece of bling that I'm going to add to the bottom, and then I'm going to put one on the top left as well. And you can see that I added a little bit of bling on the left side onto the washi tape above the date as well. So these are how my pages turned out, and I hope that you liked them and enjoyed seeing the process. I so encourage you to journal. It just opens up a special place in your heart and in your soul. And I hope you have an amazing day. Bye-bye.